Hey everybody, Alex here, healthhacksreview.com. This video is about, do you need a full spectrum sauna? So there's a lot of confusion out there, and I know I've done a full spectrum video before, and you can probably find it somewhere on my YouTube channel, I think last year. Anyways, so I'm going to give you the kind of the no BS marketing answer to what full spectrum is all about. And so with full spectrum, we're referring to a range of, let's say, 0 to 15 microns. Some people put that vital range a little bit wider or higher, I should say, and that goes from short, mid to long wave, or near, middle, and far. So what we know from a lot of infrared studies, more in the what they call photobiomodulation industry, laser therapies using actual semiconducting lasers, laser diodes, as well as LEDs, light emitting diodes. And what we know from that industry is that when it comes to absorption coefficients in tissues and how a cell is actually able to convert the efficiency and rate at which it's able to convert that light into energy, all has to do with wavelength, okay? Including even the depth of penetration that energy, let's say infrared, to be specific here, is able to actually get into tissues. So certain wavelengths are better suited for getting into the skin and converting in more of the tissues of the skin, okay? And some wavelengths are able, they're more transmissive, they're able to get deeper into the dermal layers, like say subcutaneous fat, or get into muscles more readily, so on and so forth, okay? So what's the no BS answer? Is there's confusion because some people think that certain wavelengths on that infrared spectrum are going to give them different health benefits. Like, for example, if you wanted cardiovascular benefits, then you have to get, you're required to get only mid-range infrared can provide that to you, or near infrared can only provide that to you. That is not accurate, a not accurate way to represent kind of the biophysics of laser, or I'm sorry, not laser, of light therapy. Really, it's about efficiency. So if we said, okay, I want some cardiovascular benefits, what we may find is that certain wavelengths actually help to get infrared into the hemoglobin or into the circulatory system and affect the heart, as just one example or one organ to focus on, more efficiently than, say, far infrared. Okay, but both mid and far and near all will have cardiovascular benefits. So they're all overlapping benefits. That's why somebody will say, oh, I used the near infrared sauna and I got amazing results reducing heavy metals and detoxifying. Now is the conclusion that near infrared is the best for removing heavy metals? No. The way to look at the different wavelengths again is, does this particular wavelength, is that able to more efficiently absorb and convert in the areas of the body that would benefit most from that energy? So, for example, somebody's saying they have a lot of muscle pain, okay, or they just really want to relax their muscles. That's their main focus. Then I would say that, yes, it's true that mid-range infrared is able to more efficiently get into the muscles, okay? The key word is efficiency here, okay, efficiency, or treatment time, as they would use in more medical settings or research studies. Treatment time, total treatment time, being faster, more efficient. So is that to say that, oh, far infrared is not going to relax my muscles or give me any muscle? No, that's not saying that at all. Some companies try to portray it that way, or it's a little misleading sometimes. It's more a standpoint that far infrared will still reach your muscles because that longer wavelength is absorbing into the superficial areas of the body and into the hemoglobin as well. And the key of why it helps your muscles is because that energy is still absorbing into the hemoglobin. And where's that blood going? That blood, of course, is being carried to the rest of the body. so it can be carried all over the place and provide you infrared health benefits anywhere, including very deep in the body. So you don't technically necessarily need a near infrared or a mid-range infrared or whatever, short or medium. If you have far, it will still get there. But the question is, how efficiently will it get there? So to my knowledge, I'm the only person in the industry right now actually explaining full spectrum this way. And so here's the thing: is it justified spending that much more to get benefits that are more efficient? The way I kind of look at it is this way. If you just said, oh, I just want to, use a sauna for a month or something like that, I don't think it's going to, in the short term, make a huge margin of difference on a therapeutic outcome standpoint. But long term, that difference in efficiency could really add up. And obviously also depends on other factors, like how often do you plan to use that sauna? Now, I could be talking to somebody when I'm consulting, and they might tell me, I can maybe use it twice a week. Maybe, right? Versus somebody saying, I'm going to hit this 6 days a week. I'm going to consistently use it. I can't wait to use it. Okay, so there's a big difference between maybe a couple times a week and 6 days a week. Somebody's getting way more infrared there, total exposure time, total dosage in that week period. So who would potentially benefit more in that scenario from a full spectrum sauna? Well, the individual that maybe could only use it twice a week. Why? Because they're getting that much more absorption of infrared. Remember that the different wavelengths more efficiently have their characteristics to absorb in certain types of tissues. So if you overall want to get more into the body in less of a period of time, again, efficiency, and somebody was just using it twice a week, then yes, they'd probably be able to get more infrared into their body with a full spectrum. Now, that's assuming that the sauna really is full spectrum, okay? So just because a company says it's a full spectrum sauna, does it really mean it's a full spectrum sauna? So that's when we actually look at, it's a ridiculous question, but you actually have to ask it in this industry. So that's when we say, does this company have third-party specifications, validations, besides what they're claiming, that actually are saying, these emitters are in our sauna, and it's proven to produce this wavelength and this wavelength, etc. And so that's an important thing to address. So at least you know that you're actually getting a full spectrum sauna. I bring up that point because there are a couple brands in the industry. There's maybe 3 brands that are in their marketing claiming that they're full spectrum. I have found 2 of them are actually missing the mid-range or medium bandwidth, which, depending on how you measure it, is a chunk, 30 to 35% of the spectrum that you can actually absorb, maybe a little bit more depending on how you measure it, is absent, is just not there in a couple of the saunas out there. So they're missing a chunk and they're still claiming it's a full spectrum. And there's even more information I could provide you on the actual near in there and how it's not even providing that much as well. But save that for another conversation. And then there's a couple brands, one that doesn't really advertise that they're full spectrum, which is kind of funny to me, just from a marketing standpoint. They're not really leveraging what they could be advertising, but they technically do produce a full spectrum. They're touching on each wavelength category. And then one brand that is proven to be full spectrum and also advertises that fact. So in general, full spectrums are maybe on the rise over the next 5 to 10 years. I only see a couple viable options currently. I see a couple that are not really technically full spectrum, and I have a full analysis of kind of all the different aspects of these different brands. I'm always welcome to share that with you as well. And also, if you reach out to me, we can definitely evaluate if you're kind of on the fence or just confused about if you actually need a full spectrum. Honestly, not everybody needs a full spectrum. I'm not here to try to push anybody into saying, you need full spectrum, just because it's a more expensive sauna. That's not what I do. So if you reach out to me on healthhacksreview.com, I'll just give you a no BS, honest sort of assessment. I usually walk you through a series of questions, lifestyle, health conditions, health goals, all kinds of aspects. You put it together, analyze the emitter systems, and we can actually figure out if you're going to be well suited for a particular type of wavelength. And so there's definitely a science to this, and there is actually a way to back into your preferences, your health goals, your conditions, and actually hone in on what you should maybe purchase. And again, to my knowledge, I'm the only one that actually does that in the industry. So you can reach out to me on my website. If you have any questions about this video, feel free to leave me some comments in my YouTube below. If you like this video, you found it helpful, just please, down there on the right hand side of the video, please do a like button and forward this video to a friend or family member or coworker that might need some assistance. Thanks for watching.